can I ask our listeners if they felt the way I did, especially if you're old enough to have lived through the 90s and lived through those great Yankee teams, and obviously seeing Derek Jeter go from boy to man. And a lot of us that are in that age, I'm in my 40s, obviously so is Jeets. It's one of those things that you feel like this is celebrating history, but I'm sorry, guys. When you guys get old, you make us feel old. Those of us that cheered for you and celebrated you, you make us feel old too now. I feel old watching that last night.
Well, I mean,
that's because you're almost 50 and you have 16 kids.
It's true.
You are old.
Yeah, it just made it worse.
I thought Derek Jeter looked great.
Yeah, and it's not about what he looks like. It's just the fact that here's a guy that I remember just enjoyed watching him play throughout his entire career, and now it's like it's over.
Yeah, but he, like the rest of us, and he even said this during one of his 1,000 interviews he did after the game. I think he actually did it on ESPN, was the fact that and what I loved about him is everyone that he came into contact with throughout that entire ceremony looked him straight in the eyes, shook their hands.
Yep.
Everybody. And that sounds like something simple, but when you're at, you're Derek Jeter, you don't necessarily have to do that. Like, he made a point twice with Kay and Sterling to walk up, talk to them for a second, and shake their hands. I thought that was – it just goes back to – and I was thinking about this yesterday. I said the one word, I think it was on Friday, that I would use to describe Derek Jeter was gold standard, right?
Yep.
Even whoever handles his branding, right? The whole respect thing, like the respect with the 2 for the S, that's really the best word.
Yep.
Is the level of respect everyone around him has for him, and the level of respect Derek Jeter has for the game of baseball, the New York Yankees, his parents. Everyone that he's around, I think you just saw the level of admiration from Yankees fans, Yankees players, the fact that all the Houston Astros were at the top step of the dugout watching this.
Opposing players.
And I think that's the biggest thing, right? You can say what you want about championships and numbers and Hall of Fame and everything else. I think every athlete, I don't think you ever dream of, until you get to a certain point where you start amassing the numbers and the records and the championships, that, one day maybe I'll have my number retired, or I'll have a statue, or I'll be in the Hall of Fame. What you really want to do is you want to have a level of respect. When people talk about your career, whether you won or lost, I would always want someone to say, he respected the game, and he always showed up, he worked hard, he was committed to his craft. And I think that's what you as an athlete always want to leave behind, and I don't think there's any better example of that than Derek Jeter. There really isn't.